Our third quarterfinal game has concluded, and the number one team in the country, Lubbock Christian, has defeated Damon College 66-49. They will now play in the Elite Eight semifinals, 7:45 on Wednesday against the winner of Belmont Abbey and Central Missouri. To our media members, please use the Q&A section of this Zoom. Type in your question. I will read it to either Coach Gomez or to Emma Middleton. Please, in the question, type who you would like the question directed to, so we make sure that we get your question answered correctly. Coach Gomez, welcome back to Columbus. It's good to see you again. Congratulations on the victory. If you would like to start our press conference with an opening comment, please feel free.
Well, thanks. It's tremendous to get a chance to play again. You know, there's only a few teams left, and we're thankful to get to play every game. It's a fun group of girls that we have. And it was a fun group of girls we played. You know, Damon, that was a solid team. I mean, really played hard. We just had a struggle. You know, they hit some shots. It was a tight game in the third quarter. Finally, we hit a few buckets. We didn't shoot well, partly due to their defense. But we sort of broke it open a little in the third quarter, and we're able to survive down the stretch. And, you know, Emma obviously played well inside. We scored in the paint pretty well. It took care of the ball really well. With only 6 turnovers, you'd think you would score a few more points, but we didn't shoot as good as maybe we'd have liked. But again, we're just glad to advance and play again tomorrow. Just thankful for our team. A lot of fun.
Okay, we'll open it up to our media members and their questions. This starts with Don Williams. This is to either of you. I'll go ahead and let you start, Coach. What was the mental state when Damon had cut it down to 32-29, and how did you think your team responded at that point?
Yeah, you know, we've got 5 seniors, and their mental state is pretty mature, and we've seen it most through the years, even in the regional final. You know, to be in battles in the third quarter, to have even a deficit, we just got to weather the storms. If we're stay steady for 40 minutes, we think we'll at least give ourselves a chance. And obviously, teams are going to have runs. That's just the game of basketball. And so, I just got to trust the players. I mean, they're a mature group, and they're together, and you know, we'll live with it. If they're steady, we'll have a good chance.
Emma, go ahead and comment on that as well. And what changed maybe in that third quarter that allowed you to have control of the game?
I would just say we had to bring more energy. When another team hits a couple shots in a row, it's a little bit of a reality check. So we just got to pick each other up, slap a button, and move on.
Emma, this question comes from Ryan King. What was working for you tonight to have a nice dominant showing and kind of be the go-to player down low in this game?
I mean, I think it helped that they were staying the shot threat, and you got to have in and out game. So when I got double teamed, I'd kick it out, and it kept them off my back a little bit. So that helped a lot.
Coach Gomez, I'll direct this at you. This is again from Don Williams. How much does this NCAA tournament experience help in a game like today when this is Damon's first time in an Elite Eight?
Well, I mean, you know, the experience factor, the number of times you've been, it doesn't count on the scoreboard. Obviously, it starts 0-0. But, you know, in those situations, though, when the game gets a little tense, you can rely on some experience. And so, but every team's got to do that a first time, and then they'll probably be back multiple times, and they'll have more experience in their future as well. But that's always something you can rely on, but you just don't want to get comfortable and think it's going to get the job done.
An area that does help you with experience in being in the Elite Eight. What is the challenge of a Final Four game so quickly after playing tonight?
Yeah, I appreciate the mental level of our girls, that they really do a good job of picking things up quickly. So they're used to having a lot of information thrown at them and having to process it quickly. And so, you know, we won't know till obviously later tonight. It'd be pretty late before we even know who we're playing. But then at that point, those assistant coaches will stay up all night and figure out what we're doing tomorrow.
Emma, kind of the same question for you. For you or your teammates, what is the challenge of playing another game in 24 hours?
I'm kind of excited about it because we only had like an hour in the gym before this game. So now we've played a game in here, and it's more of comfort.
Coach, question from Pete Christie. I wanted to talk about your defense and causing the 15 turnovers and the 49 points you gave up tonight, which is what your season defensive average is.
You know, yeah, if we would have not fouled as much, we could have kept that number lower. I mean, you know, they did a good job getting to the free throw line, 17 makes. And so it would have helped to prevent those. You know, they scored sometimes, and a few of the times it was miscommunication. We left some good shooters really wide open. And so while it may look like it was a decent defensive performance, I think it could have been better. And so hopefully tomorrow we'll have fewer of those little mistakes.
Coach, again for you, this is from Chris Dew. Damon was leading the country in field goal percentage defense. What was it like going against their defense here tonight? They did limit you to 66 points.
Yeah, I mean, they were real solid. They didn't gamble much. They were in good position. They were physical without really fouling much. So that can present some problems at times. When you can't get a team to gamble, you just have to make a play one-on-one. I thought Emma did a tremendous job of making the right plays. When it was one-on-one, she went and scored, and when it wasn't, she kicked it. I think the team as a whole did that. Just limiting our turnover numbers will allow us to get some points, even if we're not shooting great.
Emma, I was looking at your game log, and since the middle of February, you've been much more of a contributor offensively. Don Williams comes with a question. How much confidence have you gained throughout this postseason, much more freely playing on the offensive end than perhaps earlier in the year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not really sure what to credit that to, except for confidence and experience of play. So like the more games you have, the more confidence you have, the more success you have, the freer you can play. So
yeah, it's been these last number of weeks or a little over a month that her just solid play. I mean, she's just been aggressive without being out of control, and she's been a threat. And her teammates have found her, but she's also found her teammates. So it's been a good combination of a lot of good teamwork, but she has been very productive.
Emma, kind of a follow-up with your game tonight. Don Williams says that some of your buckets were left-handed, but you're naturally right-handed. What's the aspect of going with the other hand tonight?
It's a very normal thing. My coaches are trying to get me to finish with my right more, but I am right-handed. I just finish with my left hand side.
I'll kind of wrap things up here a little bit. I want to get both of your comments. This was also a question from Ryan King. Won the national championship in Columbus 2 years ago, unable to defend last year. So being back in the Elite Eight this season, what is it like after having it canceled and taken away from you for that chance last year?
Well, I mean, I think we're not the only team that had it taken away the chance last year. It was a hit for everyone. And, so some of these kids were really, it was an emotional time. But at the same time, we didn't want to come in this year like with angry that we got to go do it. We just want to enjoy playing, make the best of the day. And if we have a chance again this year in Columbus like we do right now, we're going to make the most of it. But I don't think it's necessarily vindication. We heard for those seniors last year that didn't get to do this, but we're gonna enjoy the moments.
Emma, your thoughts on that getting an opportunity to play this year?
I would just piggyback off Coach. Just we got to keep our priorities in check and make sure that we know every game is a blessing, and moving forward, every game counts. So you got to play with your heart.
I will go with one more for you, Coach. Ashton Duncan, a career high 8 rebounds tonight. Can you touch on her performance?
Well, you know how I am. I'm going to think of the one time she didn't block out, but at the same time, no, she did a good job. She's having, our kids, some of our guards are playing post defense a lot, and she's playing really good position and doing a good job of blocking out, because I know she's not jumping to get those, but she's really blocking out well. And, I appreciate her contributions. Her defense and rebounding, in addition to her three-point shooting, are really helpful.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Emma as well, advancing to the semifinals in the Elite Eight. You'll play 7:45 against either Central Missouri or Belmont Abbey. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you very much.
You.